nip this in the bud, how will the marketers, or how are the marketers reacting to this already? Because remember, market forces will always play out ultimately, but is the government ready to address fundamental issues, all right, that are underneath the issue of fuel subsidy? Because it's not a one-way traffic, all right? There are ancillary elements, or if you like, factors around fuel subsidy and its removal. We hope the government will do the needful to ensure that Nigerians don't have to suffer unnecessarily, because they say when two elephants fight, of course, the grass suffers. All right, so we're going to turn to the papers for you quickly this morning. All right, we need to let you know where the news is heading. We're beginning with Leadership newspaper. All right, if you look at the Leadership newspaper this morning, the big headline there says Tinubu hits ground running, critical reforms. All right, lists critical reforms at inauguration. Tinubu hits ground running, lists critical reforms. And then above the nameplate of the Leadership newspaper, a sad story that came through yesterday about the death of the founder and chairman of DA Communication, High Chief Raymond Alege Dokbesi. All right, it says President Atiku Obaseki others mourn as Raymond Dokbesi dies. Buhari family returned to rousing welcome in Daura. We saw videos of that yesterday, the president's arrival in his home state of Daura. It was a well-deserved homecoming for the former president, all right, as he arrived Daura yesterday with his family. Okay, let's take a look at This Day newspaper. Everyone, let's see what This Day newspaper has for us this morning. Big story on This Day. Tinubu subsidy is gone, can no longer justify ever-increasing cost. Okay, so that also should not bring pain and undue hardship on Nigerians. All right, above the nameplate today, faith and destiny join together to place the torch of human progress in our very hands. All right, and then of course, This Day newspaper features the full speech, inaugural speech of the president. All right, Dow Communications founder Raymond Dokbesi is dead. That's also just right above the nameplate of This Day newspaper. We have riders on This Day newspaper. It says Tinubu subsidy is gone, can no longer justify ever increasing costs. Okay, then you have riders there. Funds to be rechanneled into better investment in public infrastructure, education, healthcare. Okay, to review Naira redesign policy, challenges Apex Bank on uniform exchange rates, which of course many notable Nigerians have also called for. The need to unify our exchange rates windows. Vows to unite Nigeria, says he will be president for all. Security will be accorded priority, new president declares. President of Liberia, South Africa, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Rwanda, Niger, Chad attend inauguration. U.S., China represented. UK, U.S., Saudi Arabia, others hold bilateral meetings with Tinubu. Gbajabiamila, Nigeria will witness renewed hope with ex-Lagos governor. Uriwa kicks against unilateral petrol subsidy removal. Tinubu's speech didn't inspire hope, says LP. Okay, these are all riders from today's This Day newspaper. Okay, you can read for yourself and find details right there when you pick up a copy of the paper. Okay, let's turn to the Nation newspaper quickly. Almost every paper this morning is talking about the inauguration and then highlighting certain sections of the president's inaugural speech. Okay, says my plans by Tinubu, experts back president on subsidy, exchange rate policies. Okay, again, the Nation newspaper features a full speech of the president right there. If you can read it up on page 63 of the Nation newspaper. All right, what else? Governors unfold agenda in 28 states, democracy deepens on your left end, just above the nameplate of the Nation newspaper. Ipman seeks probe of 60 million per barrel daily petrol consumption claim. All right, 60 million liter daily petrol consumption claim. And that's also a feature on today's Nation newspaper. Ipman seeks probe of 60 million liter daily petrol consumption claim. So where is that data coming from? All right, can we substantiate it? Is it authentic? Can it be authenticated? I'm sure those are the concerns of Ipman. Torrents of tributes for media mogul Dokpesi, airports named after Buhari, Awolowo, Idiagbon, others. All right, that's on the right end of the newspaper front page as you look at the nameplate right there. And the Nation newspaper today also features highlights of inauguration address by the president yesterday. So read all of that from the Nation newspaper. Of course, I have something from Tribune for you. All right, Tribune is also loaded with papers this morning. As we go to Tribune, you see a big story there. Says President Tinubu's era begins, his policy thrust, all of them highlighted there, including but not limited to oil subsidy gone. CBN must work towards unified exchange rates, multiple taxation, anti-investment inhibitions to be reviewed. Investors, foreign businesses will be able to expatriate their hard-earned dividends home. Interest and dividends, okay. It says interest rates needs to be reduced. Currency swap policy should be reviewed. Electricity will become more accessible. States to be encouraged to develop local sources. Yeah, we understand that has we've seen a bit of divestment with the generation of electricity, which has now been moved from the exclusive list to the concurrent risk. List, which means that states now have latitude to generate their own power. All right, and we'll see a few states, including Edo, for example, showing the way on that front already. Before his exit, Buhari names airports after self Awolowo, Idiagbon, or the queues surface after Tinubu's position on subsidy removal. All right, Makinde dissolves auxiliary led park management committee, appoints Tribune group business editor as CPS. Okay, those are some of the big stories from Tribune this morning, which we encourage you to read up as you make progress into your day. But let's also know that Al Jazeera has his own stories this morning. You can look up stories from Al Jazeera this morning. Big stories coming from Al Jazeera as well. We'll just take the first one here. Behold the Jagaban, Nigeria's 16th president. That's very visible, very prominent on the front page of Al Jazeera this morning. Okay, says just above, beneath the nameplates, Group CEO, Al Jazeera Nigeria, Posh TV, Posh FM task Tinubu on national development. Okay, then you have a rider. Behold the Jagaban, Nigeria 16th president. Three riders here. One says, fuel subsidy is gone. We are here to mend and heal. Buhari, a worthy partner. Okay, condolences pouring as Dokpesi dies at 71. That was a piece of sad news that broke yesterday. FG to save 400 billion naira monthly as Tinubu ends fuel subsidy. So questions will be where the money be channeled into, and the answers are already there. The president says they will go into infrastructure, they will go into education, they will go into health. So we can hold this government accountable for all of these going forward. All right. Buhari spent $894 million to service foreign debts in 4 months. CBN is the one to whom that is credited. Okay, let's see, Niger. It won't be business as usual, Bago. Basani promises all-inclusive government in Kaduna. Dangote to build sugar research center at Nasarawa University. Those are all stories from Al Jazeera this morning. Okay, the last paper we're looking at today is the pilot. All right, let's see what the pilot has got for us this morning. The pilot is also loaded with his own stories, especially revolving around yesterday's inauguration of President Tinubu. Okay, it says founder, right beneath the nameplate, founder of AIT, Remo Dokpesi, dies at 71. Fuel subsidy gone, with an exclamation mark right there. Okay, and then you find riders underneath. Tinubu declares, says it favored rich people more than the poor, promises that he will govern, never rule, dialogue but never dictate, that his administration has come to mend, heal Nigeria, not tear or injure it. urges CBN to unify exchange rates, cut interest rates to boost investments. Okay, we understand interest rate now has raised to 18.5%, all the way from when it was 13 a couple of years ago. But now the president says it has to be reviewed downward in order to boost foreign investment. Drama as podium roof collapses during inauguration of Kano, Ghana. Ganduje's administration left over 241 billion naira debt, says Governor Abba Yusuf. Benue Governor Alia vows to offset areas of salary, pension, gratuity. Abia Governor to launch 10 billion naira MSME fund to tackle unemployment. Onito Tinubu swing into action, engage youth, fix Nigeria, unite Africa. Governor Soludo disgraced, refused VIP seat at Tinubu's inauguration. Petro queues resurface after Tinubu's comments on subsidy removal. Okay, so that's basically it for the papers this morning. Do well to read them up, as many of the stories as you possibly can, all right? But just be sure you stay ahead of your game, and then you have the news. You have yourself abreast with the news, whether it's local or international. We're going to take a quick break now, everyone, and when we return, the show continues here on Global Television. Stay with me.
I am for everybody, I am for nobody.
No, you not talk about me. No.
In another way.
How are you sure, sir?
Keep quiet. I am in another way. I am
the only area where Buhari defeat for that statement. Now they are concerned. When you are talking about project, the project spell out. You do spell out. What does it mean? But you say appointment. And in that case, when our leaders are the where they get the position first.
Why una no come win APC? Why una no win
get the enemy na enemy. Why don't go win Lagos? Why not be their population myself? Why not go win Lagos? Now see, let me tell you.
I am for everybody, I am for nobody.
No, you not talk about me. No.
In another way.
How are you sure, sir?
Keep quiet. I am in another way. I am
the only area where Buhari defeat for that statement. Now they are concerned. When you are talking about project, the project spell out. You do spell out. What does it mean? But you say appointment. And in a type of appointment, you appoint people you trust.
But it be like say the man na
I'm ready to when our leaders are the where they get the position first.
Why una no come win APC? Why una no win
get the enemy na enemy. Why don't go win Lagos? Why not be their population myself? Why not go win Lagos? Now see, let me tell you.
I am for everybody, I am for nobody.
No, you not talk about me. No.
In another way.
How are you sure, sir?
Keep quiet. I am in another way.
The only area where Buhari defeat for that statement. Now they are concerned. When you are talking about project, the project spell out. You do spell out. What does it mean? But you say appointment. And in a type of appointment, you appoint people you trust.
But it be like say the man na APC.
I'm ready to when our leaders are the where they get the position first.
Why una no come win APC? Why una no win?
I am for everybody, I am for nobody.
No, you not talk about me. No.
In another way.
How are you sure, sir?
Keep quiet. I am in
the only area where Buhari defeat for that statement. Now they are concerned. When you are talking about project, the project spell out. You do spell out. What does it mean? But you say appointment. And in a type of appointment, you appoint people you trust.
But it be like say the man na APC.
I'm ready to when our leaders are the know how many people wey dey get the position sef.
Why una no come win APC? Why una no win APC?
Get victory na enemy get. Your enemy fit
Why no go win Lagos?
How
Why
many
na
be
this
their
Lagos?
population myself?
Why una go win Lagos?
Now see let me tell you that.
I am for everybody, I am for nobody.
No, you no talk am, you
This one
no.
too now in another way.
How you sure, sir?
I am in this
The
one
only
in
that
another way.
statement,
I am
the only area, the only area where Buhari defect for that statement. Now only appointment. When you are talking about project, the project spell as God. If you say you need to spell as God, what does it mean? But if you say appointment, and in the time of appointment, you appoint people in job.
Be like say this man na APC.
I'm ready to whether our leaders are the government. You know how many people wey dey get the position sef.
Why una no come win APC? Why una no win APC?
Get victory na enemy get. Your enemy
Why no go win Lagos?
How
Why
many
na
be
this
their
Lagos?
population myself?
Why una go win Lagos?
Now see let me tell you that.
I am for everybody, I am for nobody.
No, you no talk am, you
This one
no.
too now in another way.
How you sure, sir?
I am in this
The
one
only
in
that
another way.
statement,